footprint look like for the fans of Invicta?
I said, yo, it's your boy Trap Vision 3D, man, and I'm accompanied by one of the oldest, one of the dopest, Mr. Fantastical himself, Godfather. What's going on, bro?
Hey, you know how we do, and as I say, me, I am fantastic.
Fantastic, man. Mr. Fantastic, man. Yes. I was chipping at the bits, man, to get this episode going, man. Want to welcome everybody in. And then I'm not gonna waste no time, bro. Like right after I say hello to everybody, this fine man right here are going to do a wrist check. And I see Watchman 54. I see Hannibal. I see T. White, oh man, the man that never repeats a watch, the man that got more diamonds than a diamond mine himself, man. That dude. Listen, every kiss begins with K, but Tony White owns the patent for all diamond collectors. You feel me?
Yep.
My man. Let's see. Ramon is in the building. Skyler, man, Mr. Fantastic. Skyler's in the building. He is the learning professional. Right, and he's an upcoming YouTuber. If you don't know who he is, man, you need to go over there and check him out, man. The dude is awesome. He's pretty dope. We got Bob Cohen in the building, another Invicta collector, Invicta / Aragon. Mm-hmm. And Godfather, what do you have on the wrist, sir?
Okay, so today I wore my Invicta Reserve. Okay. Salida 200 blue label. They made a handful of these. This is not a numbered limited production, okay, but they made a handful of it, and all of a sudden they just stopped selling it.
That thing is, man, that blue is, I've always liked that furnace blue. That's so crazy. I love that blue, man. That blue is sick, man. And I love the yellow font on it, man. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get it. Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, yeah, that's perfect right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all get a good look at that, man, because Invicta, they don't do that anymore.
Nope.
They don't do it anymore, man. And we're going to talk about that, man. And it's crazy, man. I'm not even going to go solo screen, man, because I'm going to follow up behind you with my Pro Diver Reserve with the diamond hour markers. It's not a number limited piece, but it still has the butterfly clasp.
Yep.
Salida 200 back there. That thing, right? All black. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I love it. Godfather.
Yes, sir.
I wanna make an announcement right now for all of the people that's in the chat. You're gonna get tonight authentic Invicta information, and all of this is coming from people that have been dove into, if you will, into the realm of Invicta. And Godfather, for the record, there's people that don't know you. This is their first time seeing you. But how long have you been collecting Invicta?
I've been collecting Invicta since 1991. Bought my first watch. Actually bought it on September 8th, 1991 down in the Miami area. And enjoyed the watch, loved it so much that a few days later I went back and bought 3 more. I was still in the military getting ready to head overseas. So I bought these watches because they, for me, they were definitely affordable. They look good on my wrist, very comfortable. And of course, you know the story. I mean, the Invicta replaced a Seiko that decided it didn't want to be on my wrist anymore and decided to jump off when I jumped out of the airplane. So
Yo, that story was crazy. Somebody got a big Seiko print in their forehead. But we got a super chat, and guess what? It's about to be official. Let's get it. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. For the super chat, you feel me? Oh yeah, I love it, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. It is awesome. That never gets old to me. I love it, man. I love it. House of X is in the building. Bear Thomas is in the building. Oh, Bear is in here, man. What's happening, man? What's happening, Bear? Welcome in. House of X, welcome in. Zinc. I retract my Invicta is trash statement. Hey, listen, man. hey, hold up. Let's get a disclaimer out right now. I'm going to ask that you be very respectful, but I need you to be your very authentic self when it comes to Invicta, because Trap Vision is not holding anything in tonight. Nor do I ever. Godfather, have I ever held something back? I don't think I've ever held.
No.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna take you guys down a rabbit hole, so to speak, right? So we got to think about Invicta. Like for me, like Godfather got the early 90s. Like that's when Invicta first jumped on the scene. Well, let's say this is when AL and his family took over. You know, his parents or father, whoever bought Invicta, bought the rights to Invicta, and he's like, hey, yo, do something with it. And here we are, right? And he came up during the time like hip hop was like heavy during the 90s. So I know that there was a lot of inspiration behind the designs, you know, hip hop culture, westernized culture, if you will. So there was always a question as to why is Invicta so freaking big? Why is it so flashy? Why is it so this? Why is it so that? Because people absolutely love having these designs on their wrist. They love having the heft. There are a number of people right now in the world that I just took off a titanium piece, right? I let somebody they put it on their wrist and they said, yo, Trap, I like these other watches, but that titanium piece, that's like trash. It's not trash, bro, but it's too light. It's cheap. I'm like, no, bro. And the watch I gave him, I said, that watch actually is more expensive than the one that you're holding. He said, yeah, right. I'm telling you. But
they don't understand. You know, people don't understand the cost of materials and different type of materials. You know, they think just because something is light, it makes it cheap. You know, and you know, my theory or my way of thinking for years, it's cheap is in quality, inexpensive is in the price. So you can't call Invicta cheap. Now, granted, they have in the past, made some watches that, in my opinion, the feel and the look was cheap. I can look at the watch and say, okay, yeah, this is cheap. Okay, but then again, of course, it was a $10 watch, so you got what you paid for.
Right.
And you get the other watches that titanium. Okay, titanium is a tough material to work with. You know, and anybody that's been in the military or in the aircraft industry knows that titanium, we use it as blast shields where the engines are. And when you have an engine that goes into afterburner and it's kicking out, 5,000 degrees, and it does nothing to that titanium. Titanium is a tough piece of metal.
That's new to me. That's new to me. I don't listen. I know you know.
Yeah.
You know, man. But here's the deal. Like and I'm going to show you some of the watches that I have, man. We're going to talk about, sales, tactics. I am going to be doing some tributes during this, man. So I will have some cut scenes, man. I'll let you guys see. For those that's new here, man, like when I was doing this format, I will always do a cut scene or like it'll be an intro and stuff like that, man. I'm gonna celebrate some people that, you know, that's no longer here with us that were collectors, avid, I mean, huge collectors. And yeah, we'll talk about that, man. But Godfather, in all the Invicta universe out there, there's channels or pages, if you will. And Invictaholics was the first page that I came across with Invicta, like on the cruise, right? Mike and Courtney. And I didn't know much about Invicta, the Invicta community. I was watching Evine at the time, and I wasn't chatting yet.
Right.
And mind you, we're talking 2016, 2017, right? I was still in school, college rather. And I still had I had about 2017, I think I had like 8 Invicta, I believe. And I know that's low numbers for some of y'all, you know, some of y'all. Yeah, Jay Jones, which that Godfather, this man said he bought 10 watches this year so far.
No. He bought 10 watches in a week this year. Okay. Every time I look around, Jay Jones is buying something. May not be an Invicta, okay, but he's buying something.
Keyword, thank you. You know what? Thank you. Okay, Jay Jones, late. Godfather just cracked the code.
Yeah.
You're right. You didn't buy 10 Invicta pieces this year. You may have bought 7 or 8, but like you definitely bought more than 10 watches, bro.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, I think the last time that we were on and he talked, he turned around and said he had like, you know, 6 or 7 Aragons coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, he's been posting some watches online, and, you know, some of them are not Invicta. So
Ramon says, speaking about, hold on, let me click on your comment, sir. Speaking about materials, is there any watch with tungsten? I do. I did not bring it out. I do have a product. It's heavy. That sucker heavy, but you can launch that sucker down like a sidewalk, bro. Like it's not gonna scratch up, man. It's crazy. The thing can take abuse. I can appreciate the diversity of Invicta offerings. Wait a minute, you said something about their sales. The on sale. The sale now scam is hilarious, man. Let's start right there, Godfather. I want to do that. Let's do that, man. All right, so y'all check this out, bro. So we had the pleasure of watching Evine Shop HQ, Shop NBC. Just depends on what time frame you came in,
right?
And they would literally run these sales, you know, like, hey, you can get this watch, and the price of a pro diver, for example, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you this watch again. So the price of this watch right here will be like $399 to $499, somewhere around there, right? And that price didn't look so bad when you offered value pays. That was it. They were selling a watch, but they were selling an interest-free payment system to where you got 6 months to pay this watch off, and then you see your payments like, okay, you don't have to have $400 to buy this today. All you need is $50, right? Yeah. That's with shipping and stuff like that. And then they had this this thing where, what was that, man? Well, like if the more watches you buy, you turn in the little thing. I forgot what they called it. You get points, you get money back or something like that.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. Invicta collectors, man, help me out. But y'all know what I'm talking about. But for those that don't know, so they had a system to where the more watches you buy, you will have to turn in your receipts. And
the VIP program.
VIP, yes, the VIP
program.
And listen, the VIP program was $16 a month, right? Mm-hmm. With they had participating places. They had the Dollar Tree, they had White Castles, they had
Target,
yeah, they had all these different places. Yeah. But you had to scan your receipts and turn it in, right? So you can get like $300 or $400 back in a month, right? So that $16 didn't look so bad. But this is where they banked in on, because everybody didn't turn in their receipts. You know, sometimes it was a little difficult turning receipts. Sometimes like people didn't get their money back and they had to fight for it. Yeah. All of it, like going back to your comment, yes, it was a scam. It was a way for them to take in more money, to move money around, to pay people they were supposed to pay people. Right. But this is when we start seeing like all of the different stuff happening. Like people start coming and going. They like we had new guests. They had a black guy that came on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was cross. Like, oh, wait a minute. So we got a new guy, and you got new host, and then you don't have them. You know what I'm saying? They coming and going, and now they had a new CEO, and they came and going. Then you got Shaq. Shaq came on the scene, and Shaq brought like this energy. They was like, "Oh, we got Shaq. We got all this stuff, man." And you even got a watch. I was just looking at that, man. I actually got it. Wait a minute, hold up, man. Let me see. I'm gonna get in the comments, man. I want to share this Invicta footprint, if you will. Yeah, let's just do the Invicta footprint. Before I show you this, this was a touching one, Joe. Check this one out.
You know, the way I wanted to start the show tonight was to dedicate all the hours tonight to our lovely Nitro Jill. And watches definitely brought us all together, but I think it's the friendship that really keeps this going. So I'd like to dedicate the rest of the night to Jill, Nitro Jill. And if you have ever had any interaction with her online, face-to-face, give us a call and share those favorite moments, because I know there's a lot of them, because she's absolutely amazing. So give us a call.
And Nitro Jill, hi guys. Like when she called in, she passed away, right? And that hit us hard. That hit us hard. I'm talking about that was a blow. And it, you know, I've always said that the watches got us here. It all started with a watch, right? But like we shared in something super special, right? And we, going back to your comment about the sales tactics and stuff like that, we ignored it because we were so enthralled with each other. We were so enthralled with like, hey, Godfather just got this. Or now here's the crazy thing, because Godfather will buy, like in the 30 plus years that he's been collecting Invicta, he would only buy like a few per year. You know what I'm saying? So it took him a long time to amass 100 watches to 200, 300, where you had people like Jay Jones. It took him 2.2 months. And this man had 5,500. And yes, Jay Jones, I'm picking on you right now, bro. Yeah, and then even Felix, bro. Felix was right there with him, man. They were like going neck and neck, just buying Invicta, buying. But you guys have to understand that don't know about Invicta. Yes, the watches got us excited. You know what I'm saying? Like you got, for somebody that you had mad respect for, if they had this watch in their collection, which was a difficult watch to obtain, right? This has a Salida 200 in it. This thing comes in at what, 50 millimeters, 50.1 millimeters or something like that.
Right.
But this was a specialty type of timepiece, bro, which actually, this wasn't an Invicta original design. This is a company that they took over. But if you had this, which I actually have the Invicta version, and I have the other version too. But the thing about it was, if Godfather, right, you got a lot of respect for Godfather's collector, and you're like, crap, I really want that watch. You're going to do everything you possibly can. You come across stuff. I actually found that watch at Invicta stores out there in Yonkers during Mr. Invicta's event. You know what I'm saying? And it was a special occasion. We got to celebrate, and that was it. Just made it fun. It made it so. Oh man, it was amazing, man. It was better than like that was like our Disney World. Like we would, that's all we talked about. And then we chatting in the chat, and then we're sending private messages over to Instagram. Yeah. Can you believe they just said that? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we actually saw some Invicta pieces fall apart during live broadcast, which I thought that was hilarious.
So the crown just came off. Like,
did that just happen? I'll never forget. What was it? The anatomic Sabakwa specialty.
Yeah.
RJ, hey RJ, if you watch it, bro, hey, it's over with, so it's dead and gone. So, but I'm gonna tell on you, he tried to put his thumb over the one, right? And that came out the back, so he flipped it over on the top side, and then one of the screws from the top came out. I was like, "Yo!" Then they immediately panned off to another watch. I was like, "That's crazy." That just happened.
Look, the whole thing, with us chatting, watching the shows and stuff like that, that just brought us together as a family. You have said this many times, and you started this off saying, it all started with a watch. And, it started with a watch because that watch brought us all together, but the watch does not keep us together because we got people out there collecting all kinds of watches, so it's all about, community. It's all about family, like, you came for the watch, you stayed for the barbecue, what, how it goes.
Yeah, that right there, man. Yeah, Bob Cohen was flawless until the very end of the program. I earned $300 to $400 a month. And it was hit or miss because everybody didn't get it. Everybody,
a lot of people that I noticed, wouldn't put their receipts in on time. You had when you first signed up, you had 60 days, to upload all your receipts. After that first 30 days, you had 30 days. So on day 31, you couldn't put a receipt in from 31 days ago. So you missed out on it. A lot of people miss out. Hey, look, I buy stuff on Amazon, Walmart. I used to go out to the base to get my food, right? Because a little bit cheaper. I started going to Walmart to get the food because I was getting that 5% back when I turned in that receipt. It made it the same as me buying it out at the base. Going to Sam's Club. I'm going to Sam's Club. I'm getting gas. Guess what? I'm uploading these receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you bought through Shop HQ, you could, and I know I've done it, I would pay for the super express shipping so I can get the watch in 1 to 2 days.
Right.
Turn in the receipt because I'm going to get that
shipping back. Yep.
I'm not going to sit up here and say, okay, well, I paid the cheap shipping and I'm waiting a week or two.
Yeah, that makes sense. Watch. Just go ahead and pay. Yeah.
And then you got 5%, hey, I had a 20% coupon, but guess what? I'm going to get another 5%. I put my receipt in for the VIP program, So, Bob is absolutely correct. It was, let's put it this way. It was flawless to me until the very end, where all of a sudden, it took us, almost 3 months to get that.
To get it, yeah. Yeah, but you got to think at that time, internally, they start, disassembling different departments. So, they probably had Ryan answering phones and trying to do, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy how Shop, dismantled itself, just some bad business decisions, man. And all the news articles that start popping up, right? And I was like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Jonathan Turner, Invicta needs to stick to traditional divers, ISO certified ceramic bezels, sapphire crystal, solid case backs, etc. 43 to 47 millimeters is a sweet spot for everyday wear. Get rid of those polyurethane bands too. Invicta, you have been served. Jonathan is he's not amused. He wants what he wants. And with that being said, this is the watch that I got a few weeks ago, right? Invicta literally came out, and if you look at the bracelet, it is reminiscent of a Omega, right? Mm-hmm. So they gave you some elements, man. So this is sort of if you look, to me, it kind of, goes in the direction of a Seiko Monster, so to speak.
Right.
And then they got the sapphire crystal on it, which, good job, Invicta. AR coating, screw down crown, pretty decent water resistance. Nice. I mean, the bracelet is actually pretty nice, man. You do have a closed case back, so you can't see that movement, which is okay because it actually cuts down on how tall this watch sits. The loom is still trash. I don't know what it is about Invicta in loom. They just say, We're not doing it. I'm like, yo, Invicta, here's a little tidbit. You got companies like Islander, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is nowhere near, the operation is nowhere near as big as you are. And why are you letting the small, the underdogs beat you out in the loom department, right? Because it's not enough that you gave us a 44 millimeter, pretty solid watch. It has like very mild tapering on this thing. Like Invicta, that's not Invicta strong suit. They don't do that, right? Everything is straight, but this one has a little bit of a taper, but it's still broad. It's still a broad bracelet. It fits, but it actually balances. Think about this too, because this watch is pretty hefty, and I think sometimes like having too much of a taper, man, it's not balanced right.
Correct.
You don't have.
It looks weird on the wrist.
Yeah, it do. And again, with the clasp, you still went back to that friction style clasp for the price. Now, this is I'll say that the most disappointing thing about this watch is the fact that it came on JTV at $299, $399. Godfather, you and I talked about it.
Yep.
And I said, watch, give it a week, give it 2 weeks, maybe even 29 days. And the price will go down on invictastores.com. And what happened? Trap is undefeated with his advice. The watch was $150, and they may still even have them at a $150. Now I will say, I hate the fact that JTV had this watch with the 2824 sapphire crystal. There were some descriptions on the Invicta Store's website where they said it's a flame fusion crystal in the 2893.
Right.
I'm like, which is it? This is that's the same model number as this one over here. So help me out here, Invicta. Like, you cannot tell me, as long as you've been in business, that you can't get that right. Like, that is basic stuff, man. So let me just say this. When I create a thumbnail for my channel, I put the title of everything I want in there, and then I make sure that there's something in the description that kind of coincides with the title, right? And then on the thumbnail, it has a wording or something like that will coincide with the title and then the actual description. I want it to be dress right dress. Invicta, this wasn't dress right dress. This was confusion. Still a nice watch though. I ain't gonna hold you.
You figured they would be able to get it right, seeing how it's a newer watch that you're putting up on your site. You want to get all the information correct. So,
yeah. You both has
2824. Like we talked about it. That one there. Like for me personally, I like the sapphire crystal on the back as well as on the front.
Oh yeah.
The 2824, the pendulum on it is gold color. So if you have the display, the exhibition case back, you can see that gold pendulum. We talked about this as far as the bracelet. Nice looking bracelet, but they should have put the rapid adjustment, micro adjustment.
Yeah. You
hit the little button, you slide it out instead of having to use a little, pivot to adjust. So, having that there. So
I got mine, and I got mine because you.
Yeah,
it's your fault. I spent money because you. But this was actually a pretty good buy. I like this watch. It is for its size is well balanced. But this, like me and you talked about this though, Godfather, is the colorways for this watch. There were several colorways, and they were wild. Like this was the more tame. You know what I'm saying? This is Smurfberry Blue. I coined it. Invicta, you didn't make that up. So if you start using Smurfberry Blue, I know I said it first. All right, yep. I'm gonna act like Skylar today, man. Hey, don't be trying to come for my words, bro. Like, because Invicta's good at taking your idea and not give you credit for it. Hey, man, but I think what you said in the earlier conversation, Godfather, is it's great to have these colorways, but you did this last year. You should have done that, man, because Invicta acts as if there's no thing or such thing as microbrands.
And
bro, microbrands is having people's lunch.
Yeah, and people that saw these watches, okay,
Look at it.
one of them in a smaller size. This
Yes.
is a 52. You know,
Yes.
this, hey, can you make them in, you know, in a 44 or something like that there? So Invicta, you put the 2824 in a 44 millimeter, you should have just went ahead, Tiger's Eye, Meteorite, you know, Malachite, to give the people who wanted the smaller watches, you know, similar to what we have in the 52. Now, you didn't have to put, like, these have the diamonds at 12 o'clock. So you didn't have to put the diamonds in, but you could have turned around and still used the same dial, you know, or a mother of pearl. Give them something other than a metal dial, you know. Again, that's my opinion on it. I mean, I like the watch is nice. I just need that, you know.
Everybody, man, my man watching James in the building. We got Hannibal in the building. Raphael, thank you for being here. Ripsaw Joe, it's always a pleasure to see you guys. Kevin Cook, he said he started, and we just talked about this, Godfather. Like how far back do people go, right? And please put in the chat, like your Invicta story or like the watch you started with, you know. And also we already did a wrist check. Let me know what you are wearing at the time of this this live. Because we're gonna touch on like we're all over the place with this, man, because I'm going to be responding to your comments, man, but I just want to like inform people, you know, somebody that's been on the outside looking in. So you have people that's experts in the realm of Omega, right? They've been collecting, they've been around it, they've been around Rolex, they've been around all of these top brands, and these are brands that Invicta has copied. Invicta literally like snatched, yoinked it, you know what I'm saying, and made it their own. You know, for example, Invicta got in trouble for that Rolex situation, but like their pro divers turned into stuff like this that it shows that, hey, we have Star Wars, we got characters, and anybody, y'all know that colorway. It's pretty dope. But then you have the wildest watch. I've shown this before. Punisher is upside down.
Yeah.
The Punisher. Right, and this is crazy because the function pushers are literally triggers. Here, let me show you. They're actually triggers, and they're active triggers for the chronograph. And this is actually a pretty good watch. It's big, but it's in this polyurethane. And I'll tell you that most people that I know that have this watch, because the way the band is, it digs in. So some people have changed out their strap for other straps, and I blame you because this thing is painful to wear. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. But yeah, keep in mind, put the Invicta that you started with, or something that you love about Invicta, or like, you know what I'm saying, your Invicta story, because the rest of the world that reviews Invicta or says, hey, the Invicta brand is trash or it's this, I can tell you first and foremost that their warranty in the past has been very controversial. Customer service has always been controversial. It has been hit or miss. Sometimes they own, sometimes they're not.
Yep.
It has been a pain at times to be an Invicta collector. But for those that want to know why continue, right? I mean, the design cues itself, you know, you don't get to see watches like this.
Right.
These are different watches, and there are companies. Let's just keep it real. There are companies that have a luxury pedigree that can make something similar to this. Maybe not as big, but something similar to this. And there'll still be some people that are like, that's grotesque, but there'll be people that will buy it because of the brand name, the heritage of that brand. Exactly. And I'm just saying, I mean, what is the Rolex Deep Sea Challenge? That watch thick. That thing thicker than Mississippi mud, but gosh.
And you're gonna pay for that too.
You're gonna definitely pay. You're gonna pay a premium for that.
It's like, you know, every watch company out there is making something for their clientele. Okay. And Invicta has been somewhat of a out of the box thinkers from the beginning. Okay, create the bolt, the Bolt Zeus, the Magnum, all these big watches, the Hydromax. So it's, all these watches are out there to where if some of these luxury companies built watches in the styles that Invicta has, that nobody else has, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg. And it's not about the brand, okay? It's about buying what you like. If you like Rolex and you want to spend $7,000, $10,000, $20,000 on a watch, more power to you. For me, Rolex tells time just like my Timex does, So
yeah,
and the average person, okay, you spent $10,000 on a Rolex. You go on a cruise, you wearing your Rolex. 9 out of 10 times, you're not going snorkeling or diving with that watch on. Okay, because if you turn it around and lose that watch while you're diving, you're gonna be highly upset.
Done for.
So and I mean, my Invictas, 80% of them listed as divers, and practically all of them have been in the water with me. And hey, when I go on a cruise, that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm diving.
Yep, I can attest to that. I still got pictures of you with your watch underneath water. You know what I'm saying? Like,
water and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've had people who've seen that picture be like, "What was that outside the water?" I said, "No, that was under the water." They're like, "What kind of camera you have?" I said, "A camera, not a phone."
Right. You're not getting in there. While you were talking, I was thinking about Teddy, and a few other watch aficionados. They went, I think they were overseas. I think they were in the UK last year, and somebody came to a gala or a function that they had, and they were carrying this watch. And they had the photo thing. They was like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?" And they had their fun with it, right? And there were people like, "Hey, that's actually pretty dope." You know what I'm saying? It's like the chains, and there's a lot of features. It's heavy. It got all kind of script all over it. This isn't your regular watch. And that's one thing I do like about Invicta. They did think outside the box. And here's a fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. There is a gold and black version of this, which I actually have in a case. It's in a special case. I was the first person in the world that, as a consumer, I'm not talking about A. Lalo's family, but the first person in the world with this watch, right? I don't know if you guys know that. And I stand on that. And the crazy thing is that one watch I put on a short, that watch has over 60,000 views. So there's some people that hate the watch. I'll say about 6 or 7% of the 63,000 that hate the watch. But then the rest of the people like, kudos, congratulations on this watch. Like, this is a dope watch. But this is one that when I saw it, I jumped on it. It's number limited. They'll never do this watch again, right? And yes, I'll let you see what it looks like on the wrist. It's a quartz timepiece. And yes, the thing is massive. And like anybody's like, why would try take it off? You're gonna die. Well, you know what? Come to my funeral and say some good words then, man. It's on there. It's on the wrist, baby.
It's a baller watch, man. That's a baller watch. That's the kind of watch that you would see ballers wearing, and rappers in the videos, singers, songwriters in their videos and stuff like that, actors and actresses, on TV shows and stuff like that, in the movies. And we have seen actors who can afford Rolexes and everything like that wearing Invicta. So it's all about what you like, not about what you can afford.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I tell you, it.
You're talking about that.
Keeping it, Bear Thomas, man, it's good to see you. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you. Hold up, I got to watch. I actually got this because of Vic. Magnum Vic. This man was named like Magnum Vic because he liked Magnums. This thing is massive, bro. Like this thing is like, and this fun thing I never forget. The first time this was rated by a even Invicta collectors was like, "Yo, bro, they look like a pair of balls." And then some people said that looked like Thanos' chin, bro. Like it was, bro. Y'all was saying the wildest stuff about this watch. Oh my gosh. Hey, it was hilarious. This is a full lume dial. You have two Swiss quartz pieces at the bottom. Mm-hmm. You have a R150 in this, and it has so many different dimensions and angles to it. Tritium tubes. It's built like a freaking tank. Like this thing is crazy. But one of the things that Invicta was doing is like during assembly, some of these like you would have to go and screw it down because the machine that they were, whatever they were using to assemble this watch didn't screw down all these screws, and then people would like lose them. And they're like, yo, Invicta, we need extra parts. And there were no extra parts. There were no screws for this watch. So you're like, screwed, no pun intended. Yeah. And that was one of the things. Like just as much as we enjoyed Invicta, and we overlooked a lot of their flaws, a lot, and there were a decent amount of flaws, right? Yes. Kyle, I would never forget. This is a story from a collector, and I don't know if he's still collecting Invicta, but he literally bought a watch, right? Watch had an issue, sent it back, bought another one. That watch had an issue, and I think he bought up to like 4 or 5 watches, and each one of them had an issue. And that has been a normal thing where you can have a collector that's never had an issue with buying a watch. Correct. But then you have some that just like every watch they get is a problem, right? That is hit or miss. And I had a couple that, I got it and the crown fell out, like the Venoms. The Venoms were notorious for the crowns. For oh my God. Yep. Oh, I was like, yo, Invicta, what we doing? What we doing? Because listen, I mean, I don't mind spending my money with you because I think too, you can get a watch with NH35 for like what $85 for a pro diver, and on the high end maybe $189 depending on what it is. I remember the one with the Salida 200, the 9937 OB, which I do have in black. Right. That watch, I paid $190 for that watch, and that watch was $299 at one point. And we paid for it. People were buying the watch. They was like, oh yeah, because it's, they're like, hey, Swiss made and let's go with it, but Invicta is great as that company was. And I could tell you from talking to AL Lalo on that 2020 cruise, after talking about how magnificent these cruises are and how many people's lives are impacted by it, I could tell you that man looked me in the face and he has no idea what he had. It was just because he was like amazed, like I just, my family sells stuff. We do this or we do that, but I would never imagine that it would grow to this length. Right. And I'm like, okay.
As a business owner, you have a tendency to look at the overall big picture of the business, okay, but you're looking inside the building. You're not looking at outside. All you see is this money coming in, but you're not looking at the people spending the money. Right. Okay. You got on these cruises, the 4 cruises that they had, and they sold, it's like, hey, in that 3-day cruise, you sold more on that cruise than you sold in a month through Evine back then. Whew. Okay. In 3 days, you sold more than you did in a month on Evine, because people were there. They could see everything, see the watches and love it.
Oh, man. Watson, what's happening? Welcome in, Watson. Watson of House of X Entertainment. Let's see. True. I lost many screws, no replacements, man, bro. That is man. Leo in the building. Welcome in. Appreciate y'all being here. That is the ugliest part about, it's like, what do you do? Because now you got a paperweight. You got to, you got a paperweight because like, okay, what? And you would hope that you had a watchmaker near you, right, that can fabricate. But if you didn't, you screwed. Again, no pun intended. But then again, you think about I actually right now, shout out to Kokomo Watch Company, man, KWC, Palmer Jewelers. They literally are working on 3 Invicta pieces for me, you know, replacing the loom, because like I needed to have some serious, real deal, quit playing with me loom. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you have people out there doing it. They'll buy, it's like, okay, so I can spend $3,000 for this watch with great loom, or I can get Invicta watch, which is similar, and I can spend $150 on it and spend an extra $100 for a watch company to replace the loom on it and give me that great loom that I want. So $250 versus thousands of dollars. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's all about, again, what you want. You know, my watches, any watch I got that had a screw. Okay, the first thing I did when I took it out the box was tighten up all the screws.
Man, bro.
Okay. I mean,
and you gotta do that.
Yeah, it wasn't, because I received an Invicta where it lost a screw or anything like that. It's just, unfortunately, that, that's my OCD. When I was in the military, hey, checking all the screws and stuff, everything's got to be tight. Yeah, your plane came down for a flight. Hey, all this vibration. Let me check these screws and stuff. So because the last thing you want, okay, is for that watch to fall off your wrist.
Oh,
when you out there. Yeah. Sometimes you're lucky. It falls when you're right there. Dang, okay, I can pick it up. Okay, but if you doing some type of diving, like me, you don't want that watch to fall off your wrist.
No, you do not. Somebody said release the Kraken. The Kraken has been released. Hey, ya go, matey. Yes, the Kraken is here. And I'm telling you, this is going on vacation with me. This is one of my choices, because I got in the water with this, man. And like, I'm going to tell you something about the crystal on this watch. It's already blown up, exaggerated. Underwater, this watch looks massive. Yep. Oh my gosh, this thing looks so, you like, yo, I love it. And then what's crazy is how the sun hits it, because it has an abalone shell in it.
Yep.
Oh, this watch is dancing. And it's like, if you just sit still in the water as it cascades over it, it look like your dial is actually dancing, bro. So Invicta, and Invicta, you didn't do that on purpose. That was an accident. I'm not gonna give y'all that credit. That was an accident. I'm sorry. I'm not giving it to him, bro. I refuse to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? And again, I wanted to share our walk through Invicta. And what's crazy is I'm looking at some of the videos I've made, right? And I want to introduce you guys. So if you want to know what Invicta is, I do have, let's look at one of these videos, right? Home shopping, Invicta style.
See how this is done? Yes, I did it myself.
I'm good, honey. How are you?
Here, still pregame. Now, here's what happened.
Much appeal to that. And then Invicta it teams up with Disney and Star Wars. Well, that's the same, but also Marvel.
Are you kidding me?
All right.
Jamie, right now we're live around the world? Around the world. Is my microphone on?
Some call him a man, some call him a god. The Romans claim him, the Greeks claim him. I'm gonna go zoom away.
I'll push you back. Here we go. Ready? You ready for this? Oh, I could go take this so many different directions, but I'm going to be nice.
That just went viral.
Hey, man, that never gets old, bro.
Nope.
So for everybody that is brand new here, right? We had such a great time in those chats, man. Like, dude, Godfather is going to call in during the presentation. Like, so we had Tuesdays, sometimes we had Wednesdays and Thursdays, but like Power Play on Sunday was Super Bowl type of hype, right? That was the time all of us were together, and they were running, man. They ran it for like 6 hours one day, just sale after sale after sale. Going back to that comment earlier in this broadcast. Yes, the Invicta sales is ridiculous because Shop HQ or any of those home shopping networks will tell you one price, but you got to keep in mind it was the value pay that really got us going. And it wasn't until after COVID, I'll say this, Godfather, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like during COVID, we went crazy because we were getting extra money. We getting money for sitting at home, right?
Yep.
There was a lot of buying, and that was when Shop HQ or Evine, or it was Shop HQ then, they actually profited so much that year that was the best year they had. That was the all-time year. And what did they do? They said, hey, we made way more money than we did in the past 10 years. So to celebrate, let's go buy some stuff. Let me go put somebody else on payroll that don't need to be on payroll. Let's go do stuff. And I'm just speaking, this isn't rumor mill. This actually documented. This is stuff like there was court dates. There were things that Invicta did with the warranty worker where they got sued by several people. Of course, people know about the Rolex situation. They made it was too close to Rolex American. I mean, extremely close. The only difference is like they took off the crown and put the Invicta flying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which that the Invicta wings kind of remind me of Breitling anyway. But anyway, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's neither here nor there. There were so many shortcuts that Invicta did. And for the life of us, it was like the core collector complained so much like, Invicta, hello, are you listening to us? We want XYZ. But to be fair, we didn't make up the majority of the people that were buying watches. Right. Except for now I can say one man, Diamond Mark. That man, a single individual, made up for enough sales for a small city. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck.
Yeah.
And L Lalo, if you watch this,
every watch he bought was the diamond watch, and he would buy, 2 and 3 of each.
Bro, this man had a safe full of Invicta pieces.
Yep,
a safe. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say this man bought enough watches to provide a community, a small community with watches. Like he would make him by himself made up. So in my area that I live in, I got about 60,000 people that live in this area. That's documented, of course. And he could have literally put a watch in every other home. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how many, because he's purchased, he didn't keep all those watches. He was buying them for employees. He was buying them for, like, dude, when he came on that 2020 cruise and won, you know what I'm saying? Like collected a year, the dude was, I don't know, 200, 225 diamond pieces. And we're not talking no cheap. I mean, even if they were like $1,000 a piece, right? He had 205 of them on the table.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, one man. One. But then, of course, you got with the collective, with, like with me, you, Jill, Bob Cohen, everybody that was in the chat, right? There at one time, we would see 175 people strong in a chat. And let's say about 70% of that chat was buying watches. And I guarantee you that, like, the bare minimum was 2 watches per show.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, they had the numbers. 2023, Lynn Shocker announced that, Invicta had reached over 14 million homes. Over 14 million homes. And I can't say that's 14 million sold because, again, Invicta is a collectible. Tim Temple and Jim Skelton actually created this trend of, it's like buying Hot Wheels or collecting ball cards. Invicta was not just a regular timepiece. It was something to collect, multiple collections. The serial numbers all lined up. So people were buying, if there were 7 in a collection, people were buying all 7. Godfather, remember the guy that NFL, when NFL and
he bought all 32 teams.
He bought all 32 teams, and then he came back. He said, I bought 32 to put in the safe, and I bought 32 to actually wear.
Yep.
I was like, Yo,
I mean, that was like he spent close to $10,000 on those 2 sets.
easy.
Easy. So
That what Ben 10 said. I need to get an Invicta just for protection. Oh my gosh, man. It's an abusive relationship. Hey man, that's hilarious, man. That's crazy, man. It is, man. It is. And then, like, this is the thing that I said this, and I don't take this back. Ryan had if you went on and watched this towards like the end of a broadcast, Ryan would say, reach out to me at invictacollectors@gmail.com.
mm-hmm.
Submit your ideas. And this is where Invicta shine with, they didn't have to come up. So all they had to do was just read through the comment section, right? And even though I know that, let me just answer this for those that have the question. If you made it this far in the live, Invicta literally killed themselves out. They snuffed themselves out. They made some decisions, and racing has become the #1 sport for them. So they're going to showcase that. And Invicta Europe is a show that, and granted, I don't know these guys. They could be the nicest guys in the world, but as a consumer, as a collector, as an enthusiast, they don't hold a candle to Ryan or Jay-Z, not the rapper, Justin Zimmer, Kendi, none of the ladies, none of the team that they had. They don't hold a candlestick to them whatsoever. I've been in those chats, and granted, I supported Invicta there. I've talked to people in Invicta Europe. It just does not fit the bill. It does not make up what Ryan and Justin was given, because Jim Skelton and Tim Temple pretty much threw them a lob. Here's the alley-oop, and they slammed it home, man. And they had a phenomenal team, and they just went, they dropped the ball. I'm like, what in the world? That's like having open field, right? Like, imagine anybody that can just imagine this, if you will. Your favorite running back is gone. He got the ball. He's sitting there, right? He's going, and it got blocked here, blocked there, and all you see is open field. He has about 40 yards to go, and it's wide open. I mean, nothing but space. And matter of fact, to make it even better, the wind is on his back, pushing him forward. God himself is like, come on, young man, I got you. And he gets to the finish line and just throws the ball backwards. And then falls on the ground and look back like, look what I did.
Yeah.
This is what Invicta did. They didn't just drop the ball. They tossed it back to the enemy, and they ran it back. And I'm telling you, Aragon is a preferred brand to go to. I'm calling people displaced Invicta collectors. It's almost like you need a therapy session, bro, because like, you can't go from, like, you had Invicta Holics, man, starting off, like, right? And then you got Invicta, Club Invicta.
Yeah.
You got Invicta 757, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have, like, all of these, man, like, Dickerson started, you know what I'm saying? Like, they started on the West Coast, right? They, like, dude, there's so many different entities that showcase their love for this brand, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see the love back, because if you, like, we don't know what AO feels like. We don't know what he's saying. All I know is his actions shows us like, oh well, the ride is over. You know what I'm saying?
You can't do that. I mean, if you want to keep moving, all right, you got to take the people with you. Something that we learned many years ago, that I learned many years ago, okay, is the people you step on your way to the top is the same people you're going to meet on your way down. Okay. And on your way down, they're not going to pay you no never mind, because you stepped on them to get to the top and didn't show them any type of love whatsoever. Nobody says you got to give these folks a watch or anything like that. You just got to acknowledge, them. And that's what most people are looking for. So,
So that's what she said. Hey man, he said
he's talking about that Magnum.
I'm telling you, I already know, bro. Hey man, oh my gosh. Hey bro, you know what's crazy though, man? Is the ride was so phenomenal. The interactions were so phenomenal, man. They were like they can't be repeated, man. Invicta Cruise 2018 was one of the best cruises. 2019 was okay. I missed 2017, but I heard about it. 2020
was slow.
Yeah, it was. You said it was slow?
It was slow. I mean, for me, I got on there, I sat around, I watched. You had good energy, but it just wasn't the energy of 2018 and 2020. So.
Wow, bro. Oh man, hey, power play was it. Power play was it, bro. Like when they took power play away, man, I wanted to shoot at somebody. Like, bro, what is going on, man? Like, bro, like, how do you take away one of the best shows and then afterward, like they go to the little hotel room with their little raggedy carpet or whatever, man? That used to be it. Staying up to like 2:00 in the morning. So like when you got like channels now called night owls, right? And like I was telling Felix, I said, yo, bro, we was like, y'all got that name, true enough. But bro, we was up. Bro, we was up. Like, and that was the best deals was happening around that time, bro. Cause I was getting some fire stuff, man. Yeah, I was getting some, man. I got so many pieces around, man. Like, for example, this was actually gifted to me, man, on a cruise I went on. Was it the Maryland cruise? Yeah, this piece right here, man. I cherish this piece. I wanted it so bad, and I finally got it, right? And I dig it, man. I got to change the battery in this one, but I dig the watch so much. But one thing that I do keep to heart, right? And this was we going back 2018. That's when I got, this was my first watch purchase off of that 2018 cruise, right? This is Captain America. They no longer have rights over it's number limited, but like it's over. They lost their rights over Marvel. But it was something special because I was going through counseling at the time, right? Which I still do to this day, but like I knew my family and I'll stay with my family, and I really wasn't one. If you wasn't in my circle, I wasn't like fooling with you like that, right? And I get on there and I'll wear this, and I'm like, I'll never forget, me and my wife sitting there talking to this guy on the Lido deck, right? He's drunk off his butt and he's eating ice cream talking to me. And as he's talking, she's recording. She got the camera and he's spitting. And I'm like, God, dog, all right, bro, bro, I can see, like, he was like, yeah, man, that's a nice watch. And it's just flying. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he was so drunk, but so cool. And he said, man, I love you, man. And I'm like, okay, bro. And I like that really opened me up to the idea of being an enthusiast. Well, like we weren't using the name enthusiast. It was an Invicta family at that point. Right. Which who came up with that term? Because I don't think Invicta or Yvonne was using that term. We're just gonna leave that out there. We know that there was a collector, and it was a collective of people that's like the Invicta family, because they were using, and you can't go back to prove this, except I think I still got some of those tapes. They were using the Invicta fans.
They were using
when it was
Invicta
Yvonne
fans, and they were using Invicta collectors. Okay?
That's it.
And I know, like, every time that I would call in, I would say, let's make things straight, okay? We're not Invicta collectors. We are an Invicta family.
Family, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much.
And I would turn around and specify that, hey, we are an Invicta family.
Hold up, time out, Godfather. Flag on the play, flag on the play. The enemy is here. This sucker said, I'm glad I didn't buy multiple pieces.
Wait. How many magnums did he buy?
64.
Right. No, he bought more than that, but he filled up his 64.
For that thing, but he probably got 108 magnums, bro.
But he turned around and bought more than one at a time. So
he said all 32 teams, man, twice. Bought it twice. twice. You know what I'm saying? And man, and I'm telling you, like the crazy thing is that was the phenomenon. Everybody was buying like crazy.
Yep.
Hey, Lalo is a pimp. Hey, I'm telling you that he pimped all of us, bro. But you know what? I don't regret, the purchase and stuff like that. And
No.
I want to say this to the Invicta collectors that, when you went through your withdrawal of Invicta and what they did, I understand being upset. But keep in mind, this is a business. Some of you guys threw your watches in the trash, bro. Like some of y'all threw your watches in the trash. I'm like, you do realize that y'all pay for that. That's like that Kaepernick thing. Oh my gosh, Nike is backing Kaepernick, and you burned your Nikes on the front lawn. I'm like, didn't you buy that? You bought that, right? Yeah, and now you about to go to jail for like starting fires out in public. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of anything that I bought because I liked it. Okay. I didn't buy it because of the brand. I didn't buy it because of the company. I bought it because I liked it and I got a good price on it, And so, and then that way he says, I remember with the cruises. Now,
he thought it was Photoshop. Nah, them cruises was on point.
They had 4 cruises, okay, and then we got COVID. If we had came back a few days later on that,
we'd have been stuck out there.
We would have been stuck out there,
Yeah.
So the cruises was a great idea, and what you have to look at is we had COVID, 2 years of COVID, and everybody was talking. They're gonna bring back the cruises. When they're gonna be back to cruises, Listen, COVID ain't going nowhere. Let's bring back the cruises, and that's something AI could have done. Let's start the cruises back up, and could have made big money off of that. But instead, we had the Invicta collectors, do their cruise and stuff like that, and it was like, hey, we proved, these collectors prove that you can put an Invicta cruise together and it'll work.
Yep.
Okay, without a doubt. And in 2022, it was the beginning of 2022. I said, you know what? COVID ain't going nowhere. I'm starting my cookouts back up.
Mm-hmm.
You came to the cookout and stuff like that for Memorial Day of 2022. Hey, Ryan came in Labor Day of 2022 and surprised me by us doing a live from our bar.
Yeah, I remember
that. Hey, wasn't something that was planned or expected or anything, because he told me what he was going to do was take some video clips of people talking about their watches and send them in for the people to show during the shows. Next thing you know, we're doing a 2-hour live, so and then it was 2022, then 2023. Hey, Invicta Maryland or Invicta Reserve Maryland Group at that time put together that cruise for 2023, and hey, 7-day cruise. I love 7-day cruises. Some people 7 days is too long. Evidently you haven't been on a 7-day cruise, or by day 3 you so drunk you can't remember the other 4 days.
You should, boy. I'm trying to tell you, man. God, dog.
But the cruises 2023, the cruises in 2024. I mean, it's not about the cruise as a whole, okay? It's about the people that you're cruising with. And the people that we cruise with, I mean, everybody had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And, just like when people come to my cookout, I tell you, check it out. If you don't have a good time, you ain't got to come back. You're not going to hurt my feelings, okay? Yeah. Everybody that comes has a good time.
Yep.
So, and so far, knock on wood, I haven't heard any, bad reports from my cookout. So, and me, during the cookout, man, I'm all over the place, making sure everything is good, the food is good, making sure that the people are having a good time, So,
and that's to say something. That's saying a lot, Godfather, because your cookouts had nothing to do with Invicta. Let's just let y'all know that was something that he started. You get to know the story, but that's just expounded on having another avenue, right? And that opened up so many doors for other collectors. It gave people an opportunity to come out and meet people. And again, it all started with a watch and ended with family. That's been the number one thing I've been saying, man. And I remember, again, Invicta's a business, right? And for those that just, you absolutely hate where Invicta is, and I get it because if you take away the faction or the factor of the family, you like, okay, I just want a good watch. I want something that, inexpensive. Invicta, and this is directly at Invicta, anybody that's watching from the Invicta channel or whatever the case is, you got to consider with the watches and everything that you do right now, you got companies like Addie's Dive, San Martin. You got all these companies that are having your lunch, and the quality of these watches are immaculate. I'm sitting here looking at it. Noctua is actually too far for me to reach, but that Noctua watch, and it has an NH38 in it, or NH35 in it, the other one has an NH38. That watch is well crafted. And from one guy in Canada, I mean one man band that has a number of watches right now. Jack Mason, bro. Like, don't get it twisted. Yep. The price point, right? And you think about what you're getting. If you think the Jack Mason is worth it, then I will say grab it. But you can't deny the quality. You can't deny the customer service aspect of it. And it's so odd to know that you got these smaller brands, these smaller companies, Visitor Watches, right? I mean, Lord have mercy. There's a lot of companies out there that are running circles around Invicta. And I'm like, Invicta has been in business for the longest. And I'm going to say since 90. We're not going back to like 1837 or whenever they claim to have came out. They haven't even touched on any of those watches from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. There's a few from the 70s before, during the Quartz crisis, there were a lot of great designs. They had the one that Ryan had. That was from the 70s. It had an 18 karat gold case back on it, pure mechanical, Swiss made, sapphire crystal, leather, crocodile leather. This watch and the buckle on this thing was amazing. That watch, if you catch it on eBay, it's like $5,000.
Yep.
And it sells. If it comes open, it sells. That watch is from I think mid 70s.
Yep. And
it just sat because Invicta, I think at that point had went to a bank or something like that. Some entity owned Invicta, and then of course,
Invicta can bring back some of their older designs, okay, and just modernize it. Like, okay, so you had this watch from the 70s that was quartz. Guess what? Bring that same design back. Let's throw an automatic in there. Now let's change the metal dial to mother of pearl. You're going to sell. Okay? A lot of the older designs that people are looking for, granted, you're not going to have the same movement in there.
Yeah.
Okay. But the design, hey, I got this design, man. This was from like 1960s. It's like, hey, that's great. Let's bring that out and see if we can sell it. Because if you sold a lot of them back in the day, you're going to sell a lot of them now because that's what people are looking for.
They're not, Captain. They are not. I'm telling you, like that Pro Diver I have is actually pretty good, right? And I'm gonna tell you, like, this is an older one right here, master calendar piece, right? This right here is, I think it's a specialty, or no, object art, an older one. This has the old Ebosh movement in it, and this watch, with like you see, man, this thing is great, man. That dial, everything about this watch is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's crazy what Invicta did, man. They didn't think forward. They only did like a 10-year master calendar thing on there. So that watch, from the time it was made, it only tells time or the correct date up to 2013, and that's it, right? I'm like, they didn't think that it was gonna go past that. And even on the date itself, it goes up to 35 days before it clicks over to 1 again. Right. And I'm like, you should have refined that movement, bro. Like, if that movement came to you raw, refine it and do your thing. It's like those shortcuts that you take in today's watches, like you said, Godfather, like Imperius. When they took over Imperius, I can tell you, I have one of the newer Imperius, and it don't stand up against the older at all.
No, like I said, the older watches to me, not necessarily the quality, but the styling of the watch and the way the watch, wears on your wrist, to me was a whole lot better than the new stuff today. Right? And the newer watches are really not appealing to me. They're not smacking me in the face, not making me want to go out there and get them when they were, years ago.
Right. Bar service there. I was into sneakers and flipping night. He's on eBay like a dope boy. Trap, you're not wrong, brother. Invicta brought so many together, that brotherhood and sisterhood life. It did, man. And you know what's crazy? We did get to celebrate. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to your comment. Where'd it go? Watchman 54. This is real deal, man. This man, and you know the crazy. I still got my shirt in the back. I never wore this shirt. I didn't feel comfortable, even though you guys gave me permission to wear it. I made a couple of shirts with the daughter on it. I have it. I keep it, as a memento. And I have the watch that I bought in her honor. I haven't even worn the watch. The watch isn't even sized yet. I'm gonna have Kokomo redo the rotor for me to commemorate that particular watch, and then I'll dare wear it at one point. But Invicta did a good job of bringing this together, whether it was by accident or not. Let me see. I think I got that video, or like this was this promotion for the cruise from last year.
Start from one-man world career, Ritomo Miata in the all-black road in motorsport car goes round the outside. Third place, we're side by side between the two Invicta racing cars.
Okay, family, it's almost that time. In just a few short weeks, we will all meet in sunny Florida. The Invicta Hub visit has now been replaced with an opportunity to meet the one and only J.M. Korea at the Sawgrass Mill Mall. Autographs, photo ops, and some shopping, of course. Rumor has it that even AL may be in attendance. Can't wait to see you all.
Now, I'm gonna end on this one. We're gonna land this plane. We're gonna end on that. AL didn't show up. Okay, he didn't show up, but we had Ryan, we had JM Carrera there, and JM Carrera is a race car driver, F2 race car driver. When I think he was like 21, 22, he got in a real bad accident, shattered his leg, and he had to rehabilitate, came back in there, signed with Invicta. And he was going to be one of the events that we would have before we got on this cruise, which was a collector's cruise. It wasn't where Invicta rented out the entire ship. They didn't charter the ship. They just gave us access to Invicta. So a small group of Invicta collectors, maybe 100 or so of us, got together and we went on this cruise, had a great time. We celebrated Roy and his wife had lost their daughter early in that year. She was supposed to go on a cruise. So I made some shirts for her. She was going to be on the cruise one way or the other, right? And that was the whole thing. And it wasn't about the watches at that point. We wanted to see each other. All of us wanted to, get with each other and stuff. And because that is a special part of collecting. That's the one thing that an Invicta review by anybody else other than a collector or an Invicta family member, so to speak, you wouldn't understand. You can't relate, so to speak, to that. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can relate, you know what I mean? Because you're relating other factors, but it was something special. And, even coming down to Ryan, we mentioned this, Godfather, that Ryan literally, once everything started breaking apart and we started seeing all this racing stuff pop up, Ryan wasn't even being utilized like that. We seen less and less of him, you know, and I think Jay-Z said, hey, I'm out of here, bro. He came back. Matter of fact, hold up. Oh, hold up. I think I still got that banner, bro. Hold on. I think it's still a picture of, if you want to know who Jay-Z is, Justin Zimmer. This is him right here. Hi, me again. Tune in to Shop HQ this Monday, 7/24, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that was it. He came back. It was a big hype, and then he went away again. Yep. Then next thing you know, he started talking about another brand that was similar to Invicta. That was high as all get out, bro. I don't know what she was thinking about charging $1,000 for an NH35. What?
No.
What? Hey man, I'd much rather buy the Trump watch over that thing, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, hey, yo. So, Luciano, yes, we're landing this plane, man. You guys can actually unfasten your seatbelts, man. We're on the tarmac. We're about to get about this thing, man. Godfather. Let me see. Arnold Schwarzenegger has, what did he say? What did he say? Arnold Schwarzenegger has an Invicta Russian diver. That thing fight, yeah. Invicta did some amazing things. 2013, the Edge of Space, man. They sent a number of Invictas up, and I believe the Russian diver was the one. There was one particular Invicta where the parachute failed coming back down. I believe it was the Russian diver, and guess what? It survived the crash.
Yep.
So let's see. Godfather, have you looked at the pocket watches that are on Invicta sites right now? I just saw 7. Don't know if they're new designs or not.
No, they're not new. Those are the ones that came out a few months back. You know, they're not. They got the Invicta name on them and everything like that. Good quality, but not what the Invicta quality should be. That, you know, designed like I wanted with the, you know, the case covering and everything like that. There, I believe if Invicta had did them from the ground up, it would have been a whole lot better. Versus, you know, most watch companies, you know what? Let me grab your watch, let me slap my name on it and sell it. And that's what these watches were. You know, while, like I said, again, Invicta, but Invicta should have did that design from the ground up, it would have been a whole lot better. Just like when we were on the cruise last year and I had all my pocket watches, people were like, we never even knew Invicta had pocket watches, and we never seen this many pocket watches in a single location, you know. So
right. So yeah, welcome in, Dickerson. We actually about to close down, bro. That he is SoCal. He's the Invicta chapter of SoCal on Facebook. And keep in mind, there are a number of channels that you or Facebook groups that you can sign up if you are not signed up. And I'm going to tell you this, little birdie told me something, man. There's some Facebook groups that are Invicta based that are about to do some amazing stuff. They got some big things happening, man. So go check out Invicta 757. Go check out SoCal, you know. Go over to Club Invicta. They got a decent amount of people. Flossing is not an Invicta based channel, but there's a lot of Invicta collectors on there. So
correct.
I want to check that out too. Mr. White would love to have you over there, but yeah, man, just go check that out. If you are primary Invicta, I can tell you this: there's eBay places that you can go. A couple of them I don't know about. I have dealt with a couple. If you want to know what's the real, like, hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you links to it. There are collectors that are selling watches. So I would highly recommend that you go after some of those older pieces that you missed out on, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Some people got them, they ready to release them at a decent price, man. Kimosabi has a couple of, Dave D, he's in there. And keep in mind, y'all, if you want it, whatever the price is, man, don't, the haggling stuff, just be legit with your price. If it ain't gonna work, just tell a person, don't be dry, and look, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you go through me, I'm going to send you straight to that person, and my hands is out of it. So if you complain, I'm not even, nope, I don't have the complaining department. That's not me. I will have a man that is holding something in his hand. It has a pen that you can pull out. That'll be my complaint department, and you have a nice day with that one.
Yeah.
Those that know, you know. Hey, I'm not going, man. Being an enthusiast, I think is an amazing thing, man. We get to tap in and see and learn. I think it's amazing, man. Like, we got some amazing people in here, man. Shout out to everybody: Hannibal, Ripsaw, Joe, security base, everybody, Captain, everybody, man, that came in today, man. I appreciate it. It was dang it. It actually was 40 people in here at one point. There's a lot of folks in here, man, and I appreciate the support.
You know why it was 40 people up in here? They had nothing else to do for the night.
I'm trying to tell you. Hey, look.
We ain't got nothing else to do. We just gonna tune in, you know.
Hey, Dickerson said the NH35 for the win, man. So in 2025, ladies and gentlemen, that guy, you see that beautiful face right there, Mr. Dickerson down there. That man is a glory hound when it comes to the NH35. You give him NH35 in any watch. It don't even have to be Invicta. It could be a wall clock with an NH35 in it. That man's gonna take it. He loves it. I seen him one time. We went up to where we at? Up in by the lake. We was up there. We had just got through watching the Prince thing, and he said NH35, and he said, "What?" I mean, he started rubbing his chest, and I was like, "Bro, you okay?" And he even threatened to strip down to his tighty whities to run and jump in a cold lake just to get his hands on NH35. So I'm telling you right now, man, hide your NH35 pieces and your NH38s. All right, and even your NH36, man. Don't have it in there. Don't hide your Seikos. He will knock you over the head and take it. He absolutely loves it. Just like some people love Rolex and they love Swiss made. He loves, absolutely loves the NH35. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. I know you're gonna cuss me out later. My phone is definitely gonna ring after this live. Godfather, you're like, man, what you got, man? Before, like, you know the tradition, man. What you got before we get up out of here?
Listen, as I always say, buy what you love what you buy. Don't worry about the brand. Anybody that's going to hate on the watches that you have do not understand you, and they have no clue. So don't worry about them. My saying is, mind over matter. Okay, guess what? I don't mind because you don't matter. Okay, so I want everybody to be blessed out there. Do you enjoy what you buy, love it, and everything like that. And hey, look, I got 5.5 weeks for the 5.5, man. Yeah, the countdown's already been started. So
I seen it on Instagram. I seen
it up every week and stuff, man. I've already got calls from people being like, "Yo,
hey, look who comes in at the very tail end of the show."
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just came in from bowling. Man,
he bought as many watches as his bowling score was.
Ooh. Hey, he a good bowler, man. Hey, this is what I say to you, Jay Jones.
Hey, I'm the crapper, and I can take craps anywhere.
That's for you, Jay Jones. Hey, man, we about to this thing, man. Hey, listen, like Godfather said, bro, you gotta love what you collect, man. Don't let nobody tell you no different, man. Enjoy life, man. Don't take it too serious, man. But there's some stuff that you do have to take serious, man, and get your stuff done, man. We got to collect watches, and that's a serious matter. All right. Watches matter, all sizes, man. I don't care if it's a 65 millimeter Shack all the way down to your 25 millimeter PRX for the ladies, or if you a guy that like them small watches, hey, go for it. So, until the next lightning strike, man, y'all be blessed. We about this thing, baby.